Thank you for joining me today. This is Diva Lee, and today I have a shamanic journey and a little story about my own experience this morning. So I trained with a shaman, a lady down in Tasmania, and I told her that we were moving away to a different state, and she said, right, you need to do the shaman course with me, and I can only take you so far, and then you do whatever you want to. So I did the training and have adapted it to my own. I've put my own personality into it, and the more that I learn and the more that I go through, the more that things that of my own that I find that work, I put into it. So it's a very powerful healing, and especially I'm so glad I did it this morning. I've had this this gnawing little sort of anxiety that was coming up, and I just knew that I had to find out what it was. So I lay down on my bed this morning and popped up this little 7, or actually I've got to stop saying 7. I've been told he was 8 years old, and that's it. For some reason I keep on going the 7, but no, it's not. He was 8 years old. He was me. I was him in a past life, a few lifetimes ago, and he was sold into sexual slavery when he was just a baby. Now, this little guy, of course, has trouble trusting, and with each incarnation, I have come through not trusting other adults as well. So I've always had these trust issues with adults. And I need and want to heal it and come back and bring that into a higher frequency. I want to learn from it. What did I learn from it? Now, what do I mean by that? So I was telling this little guy, I think his name was Simon. That's what I'm getting now, because I forgot to ask his name before. But Simon just popped into my head as I thought, oh, I forgot to ask his name. So his name was Simon. And I told him so that he could heal and move on and integrate back into me, come back, so it's not a torn off part of myself out there somewhere, still struggling with whatever life traumas that he suffered in that life. So I needed to bring that back into myself. And I explained to him that we all, when we come into this 3D reality, we put our hands up, we volunteer. Our soul wanted to expand its emotional range, its spiritual range, and so it's asked parts of, so this is my oversoul that I'm talking about, the larger part of me. And it asks what part of my oversoul, what part wants to go down to this 3D reality and experience this particular scenario. So put my hand up, this soul that's inside me put its hand up and said, I'll go down, I would like to experience 2. Maybe I was a victimizer in a past life. Maybe I was just non-compassionate to others' problems of a similar nature in a past life. I just don't know, but I know that we all 100% put our hands up to experience some sort of reality. I know that sounds very harsh, but we are the creators of everything that happens to us in this life. So, okay, so I put my hand up, I come back down as a little boy, and I experience all sorts of trauma. And this little guy experienced being sold off to adults for the night, a week, whatever. Then it comes back into the family where the torturous conditions continued for him. Now, this little guy told me that it wasn't so much the older or the other adults that harmed him. I mean, that hurt, that was traumatic, yes, but what really made him stop trusting was it was his own mum and dad that were doing it to him too, and they were the ones that were also benefiting in a monetary way from farming him out, passing him around. So he was very, very hurt still. He couldn't understand, and I explained to him that we agreed to come down and experience that. Now, but here's the thing. We carry so many attachments. We don't let them go. And so in lifetimes to come, I didn't let go of that trauma. I became, that trauma is attached to me. It's a shadow part of myself that I didn't want to deal with. And so whenever similar situations or an adult would yell at me, or even in this lifetime, people yell at me, it's like, I'm out of here, and that's triggering that past life trauma. So I explained to this, little guy that now we need to heal, to understand that we created this scenario so that we could understand, because of maybe past life conditions that we put others through, or we just wanted to experience it anyway, so that we've got more compassion in future lives. But instead of healing it, I have brought it through into this life. So it's still affecting me today. And in reality, we do not have, there's no such thing as time. So all of our lives, all of this trauma is happening all at once still, so it's all going on at once. So that's why we can heal past lives now, because those traumas are happening now. And so we can heal past life traumas 50 lifetimes down the track. Why? Because there's no such thing as time. And the sooner we wake up to that fact, the sooner we can realize I can heal myself, because it's all happening now. Now. Not somewhere in the past, it's still happening. So time in this 3D construct is just an illusion. And so, so I explained to this little guy, and he actually felt okay with that, and he trusted enough to come back and to be integrated into this physical body and to be healed. And I made sure that, my heart was open, that I felt all sorts of compassion, and that I didn't fall down into the lower anxiety and everything that I was feeling as he was telling me his story. So, and this is how we have to learn to be all the time. Whenever we're watching things play out in our lives, in the now, if we stay with our hearts open and watch it from a non-attached perspective, then we don't set ourselves up for karma in the future. So if we're watching everything from a compassionate, open-hearted point of view, no matter what is going on around us, then we don't create more karma because we have not fired up those lower anxiety, the angry, the fearful, the victim, the victimizer programs that we're all we seem so attached to, and that's what creates the karma. So I would rather create for myself better karma, loving karma, rather than more fearful. So, and yeah, he was really happy with that, and he came back. I integrated. He was happy. He feels safe. I feel a sense of accomplishment. I don't know how I'm going to be in the future with different triggers, but I know that that sharpness, that pain, that hurt, that get me out of here type of feeling is not going to happen anymore because I've dealt with it. So, and as soon as I realize, oh, that's that past trauma, I don't need to bring that back into my life, everything's fine. So remember to stay open-hearted and to stay in that mindful state, that third person state, that detached state, however you want to put it, when things are falling apart. So don't, and that way you also don't invite drama into your life either. And if you are working from your heart, from your compassion center, you transform immediately probably what's going on around you. Everybody else can be carrying on, can be fearful. You know, you hear something fearful on the news. Oh my God, you know, there's going to be a tornado, there's going to be this, there's going to be that, there's going to be a new pandemic. No, if you stay in your heart, then probably, unless you've agreed to it as a soul contract, you will not attract if you don't fall into the fear. And you don't fall into the fear, which you feel down here, because you're up in here, and it is transmuting everything you are hearing into that trustful state, into that loving state. And not only are you feeling it, but people around you will also, even though they don't realize, they're gaining benefit from it too. So, okay. What else would I like you to know? So the shamanic journeys are, I got my shamanic drum here. And I know it sounds very flat today because it's very humid and wet here where I live on the Gold Coast in Australia. So yeah, it's a very wet day, and this is a real drum. So this is a real deer skin, and it sounds a bit flat, but I'm only going to do it very soft, whereas you can do it quite loudly normally. And so that's the drum that you're going to be listening to, and I'm going to just be doing the heartbeat sound today so that it's more healing for you. And I know some people don't like to listen to drumming or any other sounds when they're meditating, but please learn to expand, learn to integrate any sounds that you hear, so that especially the drum doesn't become irritating to you. And if it does start to become irritating to you, then just make yourself calm down and concentrate on what you're doing instead of the sound. So I am going to, first off, whenever I do any healings, especially shamanic healing, because you're actually traveling down into the underworld. So, and we're going to be meeting our power animals. Now, this I'm offering to you too, this sage. It protects, it calms, It actually can kill bacteria on the skin too. If you feel a cold coming on, when you first get out of the shower, if you give yourself a good smudge, it can heal a cold if you don't let it get too much of a hold. And it keeps bad spirits away. That's on the inner that we've created or an outside source. So this is for you, my beautiful, beautiful people that are doing this meditation. Okay? I just want you to feel that this is going all over your body. You might have your own sage at home. You can stop this video and you can sage yourself if you like. But know that through the universe and through the ethers, this is coming to you and it's protecting you. It's keeping you safe. You don't have to be scared of anything. It also starts to awaken your ancestors who are going to come in and help you too. So I'm just going to leave that. That'll put itself out. I've got it on a safe plate. Okay. Get yourselves comfortable and turn off or get rid of any distractions. So I mean turn off your phone, close your door. If you know that there are noises and things that's going to disrupt you, either you can stop this and do it at a later time, but please give yourself this. It takes around 40 minutes, maybe even less. So give yourself this 40 minutes, gift this time to yourself, and take all precautions not to be disturbed. Okay? So get yourselves in a comfortable position. You can keep your eyes open for a little while, but as soon as you feel the need to close your eyes and go inward, do that and make sure that you do it at some stage, even if you don't feel like it. Okay, so, and once again, this is about trust. I wonder how many others have that issue and are drawn to seeing this today so that they can work out the issues of where the root cause come from. And there's a gecko. I don't know whether you heard that come through, but a gecko just went, spoke to us. So yes, there may be a few of us that have a gecko as a power animal. So we'll see how we go. Okay. I'm calling on our ancestors to please come and stand in all four directions, north, south, east, west. They are our protectors. They are our guidance. And most of all, they give us wisdom. Now, please close your eyes. Now you'll find yourself in this beautiful field that has all sorts of wildflowers growing in it and grasses, and they come up to about knee depth. And there's a slight breeze blowing. Now on this breeze, you can just smell this most delicious aroma that's coming from the wildflowers. It really, really is an ancient spot, and it still has the correct energies coming up through the earth. So you have no shoes on in this field, and you can feel the energy from Gaia coming up and going through your body, and it's healing just by walking barefoot. Now also in this field, a path has opened up for you. This path may just be downtrodden grass that other people have tread. So lots of others before you have been here. This is the healing path. This is the path of divine guidance and divine healing and divine wisdom. Today we are going to use this path to take us to a past life that is most affecting us in the now. Now this path comes to a hole in the ground. And in this hole in the ground, if you look down, it's got a beautiful welcoming feel. It is not at all threatening. And in this hole are the stairs, and it takes you down into the lower earth. Now, as we go down these stairs, I just want to tell you that if you see any animals or other humans or beings fighting, that is none of your business. That is their business. Keep your hearts open so your compassion is flowing out of you. And it'll keep all arguments away. Also, if there are any insects trying to crawl on your body while you're down here, please do not let them settle on your body. Be aware. Flick them off. Insects, especially ants, represent illness. Brush them off. Brush them away. Keep your heart open. Keep your compassion flowing. Okay, now that you're at the bottom, feel that your ancestors are there with you. Feel that your power animals are there with you. Ask the power animal that's going to help you to come forward and to make itself known and to give you a name. Let this power animal tell you a little bit about why he is your power animal. And ask him or her what particular area of expertise and when should you call on him. Okay. Now we're going to call on the past life, the trauma that this past life caused that is affecting you the most in this lifetime. So if you could ask that past life that has split off through trauma that is most affecting you in this life, could it please step forward now and tell you its story. This is going to take a while, so I'm just going to drum and keep quiet. Remembering that nothing can hurt you. It is just old trauma that you need to feel and to integrate back into yourself. Okay. When you're ready, start to journey back, saying goodbye to the ancestors in the lower earth, thanking them, thank your power animals, keep that loving thought going so that you can heal this past trauma, so that it can settle back into your reality or integrate. How many of you were the victims of something? How many of you were the victimizers? Yes, that could well be the case too. Not feeling any shame or guilt because we all created our own reality and needed to experience what we experienced. Once you realize this, you'll come into your own power because you realize that nothing happens in your life without you creating it. You created it, you can stop it. And you stop it by changing your thoughts. You change your thoughts, you change your reality. Okay, coming back into the room now. Stretching. Waking. Coming back. I know sometimes it's very, very hard to come back from these journeys, but you can do it. You needed to go and do what you had to do, but now you need to come back. Aho. I hope that you all figured things out. If you needed more time, you can just replay this and go through it all again. And even then, you think that you may not have had enough time, but even 5 minutes works. Okay? No such thing as time. So it doesn't matter whether it's 5 minutes, 2 hours, or whatever. You've got enough information now. And as the days progress, you will integrate this more and more into your own being, and even more information might just pop into your mind too. It might come to you in dream state. It might just come to you while you're driving the car. You might wake up in the morning knowing more about it and how it relates to you in this life and what you can do in this life to help fix it. And one thing that I forgot to say at the beginning was that my power animal that came through and helped to protect all of us here today is my Sasquatch, Piscini. Now, she's not an animal. She is a fourth dimensional elemental. And so she's a 15-foot tall Sasquatch. that has come in as a guide, a very welcome guide of mine, and has helped me tremendously over the past few months since I've met her. So if you can just please help and say thank you to Bassini as well, that would be fantastic. And I just want to give you a big Anuatu. Now, Anuatu is a word that was given to me a few months ago, and I was also given the meaning of it, and it means that you're like brand new. This is a new you. You're like a brand new you, a new day, a new you. And it also means a state of euphoria. So not only are you a brand new you have no more shadows, but you're in that beautiful euphoric state. You know, you're happy, you're joyful, you're, youthful, euphoric. So I even chant that to myself during the day, which you're welcome to do too. Now you spell it very similar to Vanuatu, only you don't have the V at the beginning. So just chop off the V and it's Anuatu. And remember, it means it's a brand new you, so you're like brand new, and euphoria. So that's fantastic too. I'm glad that I got to do this with you today. Thank you very much for tuning in and doing this. Stay in the state of love and grace always. And if anybody would like crystal bed healing, especially after this, please just go to the website divalee.co. That's written on the bottom of the screen here. Type that in, it's my website. And under the shop tab on the top, you'll click on that and that'll take you to the shop, and you just look up the the illumination chair, it's called, and you can buy one only, or you can buy a bundle of 6 treatments. So it's up to you. And please click like. You can share this on YouTube, and please subscribe to the channel. So I'd really like to thank you all for taking the time and giving yourself the blessing of this shamanic healing today. And I think that's about all. So I'm going to leave you alone. Do this as many times as you like, baby. Thank you. Anuatu.